Oh.
And he said, "Shut up."
Oh my God.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Nerd S.H.I.T. This is Season 2, Episode 2, and we are going to get into romantic comedies. I'm Perkins, and I'm here with my shitty and loud friends, especially one next to me.
I'm really just convinced that you love me, and I just want you to say it at some point so we can just
I don't.
solidify this bond that we have.
I hate
Shut up,
you.
Perkins. I'm Justin. Nice to meet you all again.
Their love is like a circle. It's not like a square.
Not like a square.
Like it's just a circle. It continues and
Jagged
goes and
circle
goes.
for hate.
It's your boy Danny.
What's up, y'all? It's Fabien. I'm the comic guy, but not the comedian comic, the comic book guy. So,
There's a distinct difference.
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to make a joke on the spot. I'm not. I can't do it.
You a comedian? Say a joke.
Anyway.
I'm Alexz.
A rat.
All right, y'all. So,
We're just like, all right.
I want to hop right into this with the question since we're getting into romantic comedies. Because who doesn't love some romance and who doesn't love to laugh?
Love.
Straight up, what is your favorite rom-com movie? And 51st Date. That's mine. Go, Justin.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow, that's a really good one.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Ooh.
We watched that on
How
our
to Lose a Guy in
anniversary.
10 Days. Okay,
Wait,
no,
that's
we
not-
had this
that's not what we
conversation already. Sorry. I just Matthew McConaughey.
Say what you got to say.
Nah,
I'll rat.
I feel like all of Matthew McConaughey's rom-coms are lackluster.
I think Dallas Buyers Club was my favorite rom-com.
Just
of his.
Oh my God.
I mean, we can have differing opinions, and they don't even have to both be wrong. I just disagree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Somebody else go, because honestly, I'm flabbergasted.
Gotta say, one of the most realistic ones to me. It's kind of like She's Out of My League. So
Ooh.
I
Actually,
gotta.
that
go
one
with
is
that
fucking
one.
great.
Yeah.
I almost
That's
would
a
change
good
my
one.
pick.
Love
That's a good one.
that movie.
So, okay, because I was trying to think, and I was like, I don't know which one would be my favorite, but I think I have two. Definitely, maybe.
That's Ryan Reynolds, right?
That's the Ryan Reynolds
yeah.
one. I really love that
Oh,
one.
What's the name of the
It's
movie,
so
though?
good. Definitely, maybe.
Definitely, maybe what?
Have you never watched it?
I'm just kidding. You know, it's a play on words. You were like, it definitely maybe.
No, I
was
know
like,
you
what's the
were,
name
but
of
then
the
I
movie?
looked at you and
Tell
I was
you
like,
shut up.
I feel like
there's like a sense of like it might be
like you might just be
a
fooled.
joke
You don't know.
hiding some.
Like, what are we talking
I'm
about?
honestly not even sure if I've seen it.
That and The Duff. Does The Duff count?
Yeah.
I've never seen The
Yeah.
Duff.
Oh.
Yeah, I
What
like
is that
The Duff.
about?
It's like high school, kind of like they're in high school, and this girl's like,
Duff stands for Designated Ugly Fat Friend.
yeah,
right?
she
you
gets
serious?
told
Yeah.
that that's
Oh,
what
fuck.
she is, and
That's
so
rude
she
as
like
hell.
tries to break
did not
away
know
and
that.
like,
Real? Is it?
be
Yeah.
better,
Oh,
and
God.
she ends up falling in love with like her best friend, who's like popular like jock, and they
always
just
the
like
jock.
fall in love and live
It's
happily ever
always the
after.
jock.
But it's got it has Robbie Amell in it, and I fucking love
Oh
it.
my
love
God,
that
you were
Robbie Amell.
I
obsessed.
love Robbie Amell and Stephen Amell. They're
What
great.
was the second one?
Oh, that is
Maybe.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Duff
See,
is the
you
second
got me
one.
thinking
The
it was
first
the
one's
movie.
the definitely maybe.
My favorite rom-com is Twilight. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
Because it's a comedy.
I did.
Definitely a comedy.
They make it hard not to laugh.
That is
Is
true.
a joke?
My favorite, I'm not sure if it's considered like a com. Have you guys seen About Time?
It's not a comedy.
Oh.
Like there's it.
Yeah.
That's a tough like.
It's a it might be more just like a romance.
It
But
might. Yeah.
it's kind of humorous. I don't know. It's lighthearted. Maybe
It's not like
there's a
straight
fine line
comedy
between,
where it's like you,
lighthearted and humorous.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I love About Time. About Time is about this guy. You know, like in Star Wars, the evil redhead ginger guy.
the one
The
that
modern Star Wars.
the one that gets not murked but like tossed around by Kylo.
Pretty sure
Oh.
he's in
Redhead
like
ginger
Harry
guy.
Potter too.
Yeah, I'm looking.
He's like the general. Like he leads like
I do know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The really pasty dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super white.
Yeah, he's the main character, and then his dad is the guy who's Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
He's also like in another rom-com, which is Love Actually.
Yeah.
He's a feel it in my fingers.
I just realized that a lot of rom-coms just throw a couple of random words together. Definitely, maybe. Love Actually, About Time.
Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah.
Crazy Stupid
yeah.
Love.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That one got sad, I
we got a
think.
problem
Yeah.
with
That one
Crazy
got
Stupid
real
Love.
fucking
Which one?
sad. Real,
Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh, I never seen that.
I remember going, I was younger
I'm
when we
so
saw that
bad.
in the theater. The entire theater was filled up, and I was younger, like, what the fuck is going on? Because it was so happy. And then I think someone cheated on someone, and it got depressing really fast. And the whole theater was like, how can
No,
we do
someone
that?
cheated on someone in the beginning.
Yeah,
What
that was the
happened
start of
towards
the
the
plot.
end was Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling's characters, like, who had bonded. No.
I was like, really? Whoa.
Who had bonded. It turned out, spoiler alert, that
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling was dating Steve Carell's daughter. And so they got into a huge, like, fight.
Debacle.
And it got really sad after
It was a
that.
hoot nanny.
Yeah.
I thought it was
And a hoedown?
Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
this is the
no.
only time I'm going to bring this subject up because, I'm trying not to talk about it. But does, Deadpool count as a romance?
No,
That
that was
person who
a
said-
family
said
movie.
so.
Deadpool's a family movie.
But
It's
there
not-
was a lot of loving
Deadpool's a
and
Christmas
touching
movie.
going on.
There's a lot of loving
I
and
saw
touching.
whipped cream at one point, and stuff was inserted, and
That was National Women's Day.
That was National Women's
They were
Day.
celebrating holidays, Perkins, you sick fuck.
He's sick.
I think I don't know if I. What's the one where the guy's like engaged for a really long time?
Probably
5-year
utmost.
engagement.
5 year. Is it 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with
I thought it was like 10 years.
It's the
No, I
5-year
think it's 5 year.
engagement.
Yeah, whatever. The one that's I see it. I don't even know if I want to say. I don't really. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not a huge rom-com fan,
Me
but
either.
it's weird because I'll get in these phases where like that's all I want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, does
Same
American
thing.
Pie count?
dude, you read my mind. I was going to fucking ask about American Pie. I'll
No.
go raunchy. No.
I don't.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I mean-
Band camp.
That's a coming-of-age comedy movie. That
Yeah.
is nowhere near
There's
a
a lot of
rom-com.
coming,
Like-
but there's also romance.
Just because they're fucking doesn't make it a rom-com.
It was
There's
romantic.
not romance in there at all.
Again,
Okay, but-
there could be romance in it and
Yes.
not be a rom-com.
I
Yeah.
say
Okay,
romantic
alright.
comedy,
Yeah,
bro.
just
That's-
like
he
with
fucked
About
the pie.
Time, like there can be humor
Yeah.
in it, but it's not a rom-com.
Like not by that
Yeah.
case, you can name anything a rom-com if you
Yeah.
look hard enough.
What about
Yeah.
what about not another teen movie?
No,
No, that's
Because it's a
comedy.
parody of those.
no, it's
What?
just because
That's
it's not a
comedy.
rom-com. It's
Okay.
a comedy.
That's a
What is a
raunchy
rom-com?
comedy.
Let's dive into this because I feel like
What-
there's
Yeah,
the
'cause-
line is so fucking neutral.
Like
because-
what?
Yeah.
What do you got? What boxes do you got to?
I feel like it's one of those. It's
maybe,
a hard. It's a definitive hard line.
Yeah.
Until we start trying to blur it, and then at that
Yeah.
point, you're trying to pull things into the
Okay.
genre, and it's super easy to do it. Like you said with not with American Pie, like. Oh, he wants this girl, or he finally gets this girl. But that's again, that's more of like a coming of age movie.
I remember messing with the pie when I was in my
is a
teenage
coming of
years,
age.
bro.
Because American Pie, look, here's the definition according to Wikipedia. Romantic comedy is a subgenre of comedy and slice of life fiction focusing on lighthearted, humorous plot lines centered on romantic ideas. American Pie is centered on the male friendship. It's not centered on the romance.
No,
It-
the
it's-
first one is
Romance.
centered on the fact that they want to lose their virginity.
Yeah,
which
like-
I guess isn't
But it's a group
technically
of friends
romantic.
who want.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what about that movie? What is it? It's like, what's up?
Oh,
Sex
Sex
Drive?
Drive.
Sex
Not a,
That
Not a
counts.
rom-com.
The whole
No,
thing
he's son
is
of a
them
bitch.
going to go find this girl. Like it's
Okay.
all based on his him
Yeah.
trying to like hook up with her.
Again,
Right?
he's going to
And,
fuck.
like,
He's not
well,
going to love.
Yeah,
There
that's
has to
what
be
it
like
is.
But
Just
he
like
does
a
fall in. He
aspect.
realizes that he's in love
Yeah,
with
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah,
friend
yeah.
that went with him the whole
Subplot
time.
to the story,
But
though.
that was
That's
a
not
big
the
part
main
of it.
story.
Yeah. I'm with Justin on this.
Like I get where you guys are going, but again, we could turn anything into a rom-com by
Yeah.
y'all's definition.
I
Because
think-
almost every movie has some kind of romantic
It
plot
does.
line.
Yeah, true. But
guess,
I will.
yeah.
Dragon Ball
even-
Z rom-com.
Maybe.
Even
Goku.
He's trying
never
his love-
he loves,
his love for
he
strength.
loves, he loves
Vegeta
fighting though,
showed-
bro.
no, Vegeta
He
showed
loves
more
he
love.
loves fighting.
Dude, he didn't even kiss
He
Chi
loves-
Chi.
yeah.
If you want to be real, there was
even
no
fucking
romance.
John Wick.
Yeah,
He
love
loves his
story.
dog.
He loves his
Rom-com.
dog.
He loves his
He,
dog,
he
bro.
loves his
Alright.
wife, and that's why he's killing all
Oh,
these
yeah,
people.
that was more
I'll allow
revenge-based.
it.
He had no love.
All right. When it gets down to it,
I
this
think
is tough for me because I'm not.
Just pick Free Guy.
I actually really like your pick, Fabien. I think I want to change.
I gotta
mine.
say,
so
like,
Really-
the ones that really stick out to me, I guess there was like a phase maybe in like 2018 or something. It was just like the nerd was popping out, and they were like, oh, well, you know, I really like this girl, but she's not into me, you know, and
And
it'd
that's
be
where
this-
they got the title.
that's yeah, you know, she's out of my league. It's just one of those like super nerdy guys.
It's almost like
Yes.
a rom-com that's
Yeah.
more geared towards like men, which is really weird because you don't get that marketing wise for a lot of rom-coms. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be
Oh,
women.
What's that
in
one?
movies.
What about
50 Shades of-
what about Knocked Up?
Yes.
Ooh.
I really
okay.
like
That is a
Knocked Up.
rom-com.
Okay,
I'll fuck with that being a
I'll
rom-com.
pick that as
That's
my rom com
okay.
because I really like Seth Rogen.
I feel like Forgetting Sarah Marshall is probably.
That's a good
Oh
answer.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
See,
a rom com.
Yeah.
I don't.
I feel like a
That
lot
was
of
pretty-
Yes.
It's like
That is centered around Mila
Calm down.
Kunis and Jason
I love her.
Segel or whatever. Segel.
I almost said Statham.
That's
Get in the car.
a different movie.
Yeah, that's a
What?
rom com for sure.
What was that movie?
Y'all.
Then? Good Luck Chuck? Does that count?
that's
Yes.
yeah.
See, that one though, was there love in it, or was he just banging everybody he met? Because I mean, that
They
romance-
wanted to find love afterwards, though.
Okay, I'll take it.
And then on top of that, he also wanted to find his true love after the fact. He was like done banging everyone. He was,
I
Were you
remember
gonna
that
say
people
people that don't know this the
Wait.
movie are like, what the hell is
So
watching?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a rom com, but I was gonna say Friends with Benefits.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I-
Oh, I
That's
love
what-
that
that's
movie.
what-
I-
Justin
Timberlake?
That's one
That's
of my
a good
favorites.
one.
It's like
That-
Mila Kunis,
That's
Justin Timberlake.
yes.
That movie came out in a period
That's
where every movie
good.
had a
I love
counter
that movie.
movie that was almost exactly like it.
Yeah.
But with like big names. What was the other one that was Friends with Benefits? But
No
did it have like
Strings
I
Ashton
think it was-
Kutcher?
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Ashton
Yeah.
Kutcher and Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really
those two
weird
were
for a
similar, yeah.
period
Yeah.
that they did stuff like that.
On the
But I
thin
like
line
Mila Kunis.
of like what is a rom-com, I want to bring up this one because I don't know if it's just a straight comedy or like it's just like somewhere in
Justin and I
between
will
the gray
tell you.
area. But
Yeah, apparently we got the
leading
two.
authorities on what's a rom-com.
what
We may not
about
agree on Matthew, but we'll
not
get there.
another teenage movie?
No, we
Is
already
that-
said no to
Did
that.
y'all-
Yeah,
did y'all
yeah.
say that?
That's I
Were
asked
you
because that
here
if that
just
was
now?
if that
I
was
was trying to bring it back to that maybe.
Okay,
'Cause-
wait. Let's get into it though.
but that
It-
movie
why-
is
it's-
literally a
Why
parody
doesn't
of all
it?
It's also
rom-coms.
not called Not Another Teenage Movie.
Which one?
Teen. No,
Oh, it's teen.
It's not.
Oh no,
Not
I
another
missed
Teenage
that.
Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Not. not.
Wasn't
God
Chris
damn
Evans like
it.
the main character?
Yeah,
in
he
that
was.
movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my introduction to Chris Evans.
Oh.
was Not
Could you
Another
imagine
Teenage
that
Movie.
being your introduction and then like Avengers
So
comes
talking
out?
I know. When
Talking
I
about
saw
stuff like
Avengers,
that.
I was like, what the fuck?
Mark Ruffalo. I can't fuck with Mark Ruffalo as Hulk because 13 going on 30.
Oh yeah.
That's always been in my
Oh my
fucking
God,
head.
13
I
going on
love that
30.
movie, but
It's a really
again,
good movie.
Mark Ruffalo being like the main love interest and him going to be like super angry Hulk. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
don't
I can
fuck
see
with it.
That was my-
That sucks. Oh.
That was my introduction to Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
also. And
weird.
then when I saw it, I was like,
I'm glad that I
He's
stay
like,
away
he's
from.
angry, he's still chill.
Yeah.
He's not very angry.
yeah, he's
kind of
not that
chill.
angry.
I'm glad that I don't do rom-coms because, not that I don't do them, I wasn't introduced to any of these Avengers that were in rom-coms. On top of that, like the guy who is the dad in Time,
About Time.
he is the bad guy in Underworld.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Oh.
was
He's
so
also the dad
fucking
from
scary.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Before
So, like,
About
I just don't-
Time, I had only seen him as like villain.
Yeah.
In a villain role, and then in About Time, he's just so like.
I was sus
I was
the
like, I
whole
want
time I
him to
saw him
be my
because
dad.
of the yeah.
Suspect shit.
Yeah.
Who's he
Yeah.
gonna kill?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up to something. I don't trust that guy's face. He's scary.
so sweet.
He's a scary
I love
guy.
That movie. Y'all have to see that movie. It's long as hell, but it's so good.
I will say as far as rom-coms go, if that is a rom-com, because it borders.
It's probably more like just a romance movie.
But
Well,
it
it's
has
also
funny
like a
moments.
family movie too because it's less about the main guy and his love interest and more about his relationship with his dad.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if it's a
A
romance.
romantic relationship with his dad?
Oh yeah.
No, like
I was like, what are y'all fucking watching? What is going on? Rewind and let me know.
That's a.
What's going on?
That's more of an anime plot.
Today's
I think.
loser.
God, there's
Yeah,
no
Yeah.
relationship.
bro.
Like,
like their relationship and like what they. I really want you guys to watch it, so I'm not gonna spoil it for
Cool.
you.
Yeah, you guys are all, or not. I don't know if you guys are avid rom-com watchers, but
I
like
enjoy
as
them.
being
I enjoy them.
rom-com
Definitely.
watchers, like what interests you guys in those movies as far as
Love I'll never have.
Okay.
Wow.
I can go on a tangent
Shots
on this
fired.
Easily, like for a
Damn.
while. The unrealistic aspect of
Okay,
them,
back
like
later.
the fucking cheesy. You see a girl, you blush, she blush. You never admit it to her. You both know it, and just everyone around knows it, but none of y'all ever tell each other. I know it's fucking stupid. It doesn't happen. Like most of the time, somebody's gonna tell someone, "Hey, I like you, and I want you." You know.
We can do this
Anime
easy
movies
way
and
of
shit, it's like
This guy
an oblivious thing.
Oh,
you know
shit.
what I'm saying? And I love it though.
But see, I think it's for me why I like movies and TV shows and why I don't like certain genres. Like we were talking about, like Field Trip one.
Yeah.
That shit for me is too real, and for me, like entertainment wise, I want to watch outlandish shit like
Yeah.
rom-coms or action movies or adventure movies. So for me, it's appealing just because occasionally I just like seeing the dumb love on TV.
Like the lighthearted.
Yeah,
stuff,
but
yeah.
and I know it's not real. Like I know that things like the elements that happen in these movies are never going to happen, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just entertaining. It's an easy way to shut off my brain.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a main reason why a lot of people go to the movies or go to see movies and stuff
Yeah.
like that is to escape reality. And
Yeah, that's 100%
Yeah.
for me the entertainment
Yeah.
portion of it.
Deep.
Deep.
There's like sometimes they do it extremely well. Like me, I always lean towards the anime side of this. Or
Oh, yeah.
you know, like Fabien, he likes some K dramas. Those have
Oh,
some
don't get me
very,
started. Please
very
don't get me
good
started.
anime.
We're gonna get started.
Get started. We got an hour to kill.
So this is my episode about K-dramas.
Dude, I'm down for
Hey,
that. By
y'all
the
ever
way.
see 300-Pound Beauty?
Dude, I know
That's
about
my
that.
shit.
I seen 300.
300-Pound Beauty is a
Are you
Korean
okay?
movie. I believe it's Korean, right?
Yes.
Where it's just a bigger girl and she gets small and she's like a pop star and
I
it's
do
a
this
rom-com. It's fucking great. It's like,
That sounds like that Debbie Ryan. They made like a Netflix show about it or something. I don't know if anyone watched judging from y'all's faces, no one watched it.
No,
I'm just gonna drop
I'm
it.
gonna have to look up
It's
Debbie
just
Ryan.
Like in a pageant or something.
Yeah, that's
Beauty
the
pageant.
one.
It's got like
She was like,
Dumplin'?
yeah, that one.
wait,
Dumpling?
okay, not that one, not that one, not that
Oh.
one.
I
Okay,
love Dumpling.
not that one, not that
Let's
one.
get serious about some
Yeah.
dumplings over here.
It's like it's got like Jennifer.
Oh,
Aniston
you guys
in
see
it.
Dumpling? It's so yeah.
It's good.
You know, I'm trying to think
I don't
of
know why you're
like.
talking about that.
I was thinking, like when I was in school, and I always compare this shit when I watch anime, like think about my high school days and shit. How do they find so many relationships in high school? When I was going through high school, dude, there was a period where I was single for so fucking long it just bothered me. I was like, "Yo, man, am I ugly or something?" From Troy Middle School, Belton at the. It was the last 2
It's
years
'cause you
of
went to
Belton High
Troy.
School.
That's-
Dude,
let's
fuck
be real.
that. I had an afro and shit, and that was cool. I was like, yo,
Perkins-
hey,
Perkins,
I'm
I'm-
like these anime characters that have bright colored hair.
I have a
Attractive,
question.
attractive. Troy, what are you doing around
Did
here,
you-
boy? You know, like, negative. Like, you talking to my daughter? Real life shit. You talking to my daughter?
Yeah,
God
it's 'cause
Maybe.
damn.
Get the
There's-
fuck out of
Perkins,
here,
I'm here to
boy.
tell you that you're just ugly.
That's fair enough. I accept that. I'll accept that. But like that shit is another reason it drags me into the fucking rom-com. So I'm
I have a
like, dude,
question.
how do you just fucking find a relationship like love?
Perkins, did you wear those shirts that were like the button-up ones with the flames on them?
Dude,
Hey,
I
Mark-
did. I
Yes!
Naruto ran.
That's why you
But
were
that was
so
middle
single.
school. That was middle school. I accepted my fate as a nerd. You know, like, I wore that shit and I did the Naruto and I remember my heart
Oh
got
my
broke. I was
God.
running like Naruto. And there was this girl. And it was a girl I had liked. She was like
don't
this.
really time out. But
The
Perkins, are you telling me that at one point a girl broke your heart and in your flame shirt, you Naruto ran down a hallway
Not even a
crying?
hallway.
I'm imagining
Imagine
this
it's
is an anime.
Troy.
You're like running with your backpack flopping, your shirt in the wind, your afro and tears.
and
just-
Dear Maria was playing in the
I feel
background.
like
I'll
for
give you the
anybody
picture.
who doesn't know what Troy is like a really small town that has
Like
like
two halls.
2 people and it's like
bigger now.
country as fuck.
But back in the day, no. I'll paint a picture for y'all. Imagine. Not anime
Is
though.
this the first Imagine?
Y'all have this here.
Did we?
We're outside, bro. It's PE. There was a girl I liked, and I'm not gonna say your name because you're fucking stupid. But
You
broke his heart.
How
could you?
I was
How dare
running.
you?
And Naruto, you know, Naruto back in the day, people weren't watching anime like that, you know. But anyways, you
Shout
saw
out
outside,
to
I
Nami.
was like, man, I wonder if I could run faster like that. We're running in a block in front of the high school, and I put my hand behind me like, oh, this is awesome. And I was like feeling cool. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm running like a ninja. The girl I liked, dude, why is he running like that? instantly, skirt, heartbreak, no more Naruto running. I just stopped. I was like, I want to die right now. Like embarrassment level through the roof, like real life shit. I was like, oh God, someone noticed. I don't know why I thought because I'm running like a ninja, I'm going to be fucking stealthy like a ninja. No, everybody was looking at me.
Because you draw attention when you're like running with your arms. Like,
wait.
It's not a good way to run.
It's not.
Everybody, imagine everybody just looking at you doing something different. That's how it felt. Icy cold, fucking judgy stares of judgment.
I will say you were probably ahead of your time though, because I feel like nowadays people would be like, "Damn, that's
Oliver does that.
fucking cool." Because that's the same
Check
thing
out
with
his
anime.
arms.
Like, back then, you liked anime. You were fucking weird.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like,
Times
it's
have
pretty cool
changed.
to like anime.
Times have
fucking
changed.
shit.
So you're just ahead of your time.
Perkins just
God.
explained us his own rom-com, and now all I want is an anime based on
Yes.
Perkins. And
If anyone
Bumfuck Troy.
watching knows how to animate stuff, just animate that story for us, and it'd
Yeah.
be the greatest
You know what?
thing in the world.
Okay,
Oh, man.
I want to hear y'all's. Everyone has to have like embarrassing or funny romantic story from
God.
their younger days, dude. Like, no, he said no. No, I want to
got
hear
all
it.
of them.
I have
Everybody
one.
has to have something. Like somebody went through a crazy relationship or just a funny relationship. Like got with
Oh
somebody.
shit! I got a very embarrassing.
Let's
one.
go!
About to-
Wait, I have one that's similar to Perkins.
Okay,
Here,
So-
you
Were
go.
you
Go ahead,
also
go first.
Naruto running?
All right,
say
no,
yes.
no, but it was a similar like you like felt like you were happy and like put your heart in your sleeve, and someone was like, "You fucking weirdo," basically. So I was in like 4th grade, and there was this boy I had a crush on, and for some reason, I mean, listen, my parents did not give a fuck about what I did when I was little. So like our babysitter, they were doing whatever, and I was at my babysitter's house, and this boy that I had a crush on also was at my babysitter's house. And me and this other girl were both there, and we're like flirting with him and like drawing on his back like with our fingers, like, guess what we wrote? Da, 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 da. Anyway, so she fell asleep, and it was just me and him, and we were laying beside each other, and I was like, I love you.
Oh.
And he said, shut up.
Justin, how
Murder.
Say it to me. Yes, the embodiment of that.
Oh my God, it was the funniest. I'll never forget. I was like,
What happened after?
I shut up. I was like, well, it's bedtime now. I'm going to go to sleep.
Time to go to
my
bed.
God.
Oh man.
Heartbreak.
I know.
4th grade.
I still feel the embarrassment. My face is so hot. It was just like the most embarrassing moment ever because I had such a huge crush on him like for a long time. And I was like, this is my moment. This is it. I was like,
Oh, that's awful.
but
that is like y'all's
I was
relationship.
always like the side friend. Like all the girls that I hung out with, like were the cute ones, and the guys always liked them. And I was like, hey, they're like, I was when they were like, you got someone for my friend.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Damn, son. And now you're married.
not married.
Hell yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I don't have like a big story like that. I think the closest is in 7th grade. A girl asked me out, and I said yes. And we never broke up, and I'm pretty sure that's like my longest relationship since from like 7th grade. Brittany, if you're out
He just
there,
recently told me, he's like, I'm pretty sure we're still dating.
Brittany, if you're out there, I hope you're doing well. I don't hold it against you if you've moved on.
I think by law y'all are married.
Happy like 20th year anniversary, baby. You know,
How did that happen?
I don't know, dude. I don't.
It's fucking kids in middle school.
Yeah, like passed me a note like, "Will you go out with me?" I was like, "Fuck, sure, why not? What does that even mean?"
And now they're together.
You're like, what does that mean?
Do we touch butts? Like,
Yes. That's exactly what you do.
What was your story, babe?
Oh god.
I mean,
So I thought of a couple, but one of them, it was Valentine's Day, right?
Oh yes.
And you know how like you can buy a box set of Valentine's Day cards for the class. I think I was in
Yeah.
like 3rd grade or something like that. And there was a girl that I was crushing on, and
Oh, I got one after you now, bro.
I think the card, like I was looking through all the cards to find the perfect one to give her or whatever.
Oh man.
And this was me shooting my shot in 3rd grade. You know, I was like, this is my time. This is maybe I'll get her with this card, the perfect card. And so I found one that said, you're my, no, hold on. It's either like, will you be my honey bunny or something like that? And it had a picture of a bunny or something like that. And I was like, that's it. That's fire. That's fire. But like, there's no way she's gonna deny me for this one,
course.
right? Like,
Yeah.
whose heart wouldn't be like
with a cool ass card?
she
like
would
that.
float to me on hearts after reading that, right? And
Oh god.
Float
So-
with hearts.
but I also gave everyone else in the class Valentine's Day cards because not to make it obvious,
Oh,
like I give
wow.
them to everyone. But
had
I
to
was
have
very
Smart.
specific on like
Which one
hers.
she got?
Player.
And so when I handed them out that next day or whatever, she read it, and like she was with their friends and they were reading it. They're like,
Oh no!
I'm gonna go cry. I'm gonna go cry now. And I was just like, all right, I lost.
All right. So we have not heard from that side over there. Christal, Fabien, tell us the story of your romance.
How do you go from like super seductive to super angry?
All that anime.
All that anime.
All that anime, honestly.
Yes, very aggressive.
Today's
Do
loser.
you like it?
I'm about to Naruto run out of here.
Damn.
Oh shit. Okay, so we were talking about it, and I can't think of one, but I can't think of one because I tried not to put myself in those situations, and I feel like if I ever was in one of those situations, either I don't remember or I was just like, all right, just went on about my life. So I can't think of anything specific. I was like, but I also feel like, because I try not to put myself in those situations, that if I ever was, like, I was the asshole. Like, I was the one that was like, hey, I love you. And I was like, shut up.
That's 100% accurate.
So then tell us the story
Is
of
it
y'all.
accurate, Justin?
Yeah, I was
100%
gonna say, tell us
accurate.
y'all's-
I tried to, like, me and Christal, when we started talking, it was the most awkward thing ever. She actually helped me out one night at the bar. It was like one of the first times we were ever together. I don't know how much alcohol she had, but apparently it was enough for her to like me. And she came over and was like, you said at one point you liked me. I like you. We're going to do something about that. And I was like, all right, cool.
Oh my
And
God.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's called liquid courage for a reason.
Yeah. But I would love to tell you that was like our beautiful, like, meet cute moment. But instead, this asshole made it the most awkward 3 months of my life. Where it was like I would text her and occasionally I wouldn't get a message back, and by occasionally I mean for like
I'm
a
the
week.
worst at responding
And then-
to text
Yes.
messages.
And then I'd get, like,
you
2
guys
or
are in
3
the group chat, and
messages.
I'm awful at keeping up.
The only reason we ever officially started dating is because essentially our friend Jacob told Christal to quit being a bitch.
Yeah.
We were at my apartment
honest,
hanging
though.
out. I was pissed off about it because like we had gone through like Christmas and New Year's, and I was like, "Are we dating?" She's like, "I just like keeping things the way they are."
Oh my God. I remember
I actually do
And
kind of
it was
remember
like,
that.
it's fine.
that
Yeah,
time
Crystal
period
was
of
our
life.
roommate at that
fine.
time.
Yeah,
this
it was the
relationship.
worst fucking moment of my
Yeah.
life because admittedly, I hadn't dated in like 7 years and I'd had my fucking heart broken. It was awful just to have this asshole continue to be like, hey, maybe tomorrow.
This is his wife, by the way.
Talk to you next week. And yeah, Jacob finally had her at my apartment and I was pissed off. I had it. And he was like, dude, quit being a bitch. Like, go fucking tell him that y'all are dating now. Like, it's going to be Facebook official by the end of the evening. And she did. And yeah, so it's
a great
it's awful.
movie.
Our proposal,
Yeah.
like when I proposed, it wasn't much better. We were riding back. We were going to pick up all of our son, and I was in the truck, and I was like, "Hey, so I got something to talk to you
It's
about."
like 2
And-
a.m. after we left the bar.
Yeah, I was like, "So
He was like,
I want to get married, but I don't want to buy a ring you're not gonna like. So will you marry me, and then we'll just go buy the ring later?" And that was how I proposed. In all fairness, though, I feel like it. The energy you got was the energy that you were giving me. That's why it was.
The great circle completes
he
itself.
spent those 3 months though. Like we would like hang out like at the bar and like, hey, how's it going? You know, like everybody gets together, chill, hang out. But then he would get drunk and then he'd be like, I think we'd make beautiful babies.
We
I'm
would.
like,
We did.
I
We made a great. We made a beautiful
man.
child.
He is a beautiful baby.
He wasn't wrong. He was
I
not
like, you
wrong.
know what? You
Was he
you should
wrong?
Go out with me, and I'm
Was
like,
he wrong?
What?
There was
I'm like,
one day I
"Tyler, you're
woke up
drunk."
and I was told that kept asking her to go on a date with me until she finally gave in. And I call her. I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Like, you don't have to."
After all that,
was like,
we're going
okay.
on a date.
I was like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, I guess I'll just see you later at the bar tonight."
It was the worst like courting of all
my
time.
Oh my
I
gosh.
remember she would come home and she was like, "Yeah, I mean, Justin likes me." I'd be like, "Oh," I'd be like, I don't know. I mean, and then like she would tell us that y'all were hanging out, and I remember what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
She was like, I was like, "So what's up with you and Justin?" She's like, things are just fine the way they are, you know, like."
Awful.
Justin
These
is
romantic,
dying.
Very
these romantic
Crystal
comedies
wording.
set the expectation way
Way
too
too
high.
Yeah,
The bar is set way
so
too high
high.
for us normal fellas to just be like, "Hey, you want to go
Normal
grab
fellas.
some food?"
Our first official date was her hungover at Cotton Patch. Yeah, I didn't even know it was a date until somebody
he
asked
was
how
like,
it went
"We
later,
should
and I
go
was
get
like,
dinner. Let's go get dinner." And he kept talking about it. So I was like, "Okay, cool." So we went to go get dinner the next day, but we had been at the bar the night before. I spent like a good 5 years like drunk every day, so it was really rough.
Didn't we all?
But I was like,
Good times.
we go get dinner, and he's like, because that's how he made it sound like it was. Like, "Oh, we're gonna go on this date, we're gonna have dinner, and then we're gonna go watch like," or maybe that was the day after.
yeah.
We went and watched like Robin Hood. And
that was
I
a
don't
weird
know.
fucking movie.
But but we went, and everyone's like, "Oh, so how was your date?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was like I was hungover." So I was like, "The food was good." Like, we went and hung out. It was
She
chill.
didn't
I think it was
mention
a
you
good
once
date.
in that, huh?
I didn't know it was
I
a
was
date.
like,
I
I
thought we
think
were
it
just
was
gonna go
good.
get food. At that point, like she got in my head so much that anytime we hung out, I'd set my expectations super low. Like, you just want to go hang out? You want to go? You want me to drive to the bar with you? Like, I don't fucking know. I don't
We
know
can
what
hold
we're
hands
doing.
or
We've all
something.
seen that movie.
Yeah, weirdly enough,
Drive
we've
to
gone
the
to
bar.
Cotton Patch like 3 different times since, and we still get sat at the exact same table.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's y'all's
Oh, wow.
favorite.
They know. They know.
Right, yeah.
Y'all are gonna be like those old people that like go to restaurants and they're like, "We want this specific table."
We've been coming
They
here
do
for
it though.
30
We don't even
years.
ask. They're just like, "Here, you can have this one."
We've been here 3 times since then.
That's Crystal's story for her, as told by me.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, it was weird.
It was a beautiful
It's a roller
story.
coaster
Yeah.
of love.
Fabian, what about you?
Yeah.
God.
Depression.
Let's dive into a cycle. My
Here we
sadness.
go.
Here we go.
Just kidding. It's okay. I mean, I'm going to piggyback off of Alexz because I have tons, but I'll go with this one when I was in 7th grade. I'm setting the setting just a little bit.
Yeah.
I had lived overseas because my dad's in the military, so I lived in Italy for a period of time,
Holy
just for like
shit.
maybe 4 years or so. And
There's rom-com written all over it.
I know, right?
Literally.
Italy, the
Chocolat.
Grand Central of Love.
Hell.
And so I kind of had this like mindset. I was like, man, maybe it's gonna be pretty cool,
Me.
No lie, if my dad's watching this or something like later, he's gonna be like, bullshit. You fucking hated it. You gave me hell. Probably. But I was like 14 at the time and really stupid. All I cared about was skateboarding, and every now and then a pretty girl would walk up to me and I'd be like, maybe life's not about skateboarding so much. And so, there was like this girl I had the hardest crush on like my whole middle school days. And I mean, when I had a crush on somebody as a kid, I would pretty much not stalk them, but I would like them for like
borderline stuff.
I would like
Light
them for
stalking
like
is
2
okay, I
years,
guess.
until I actually made a move. There was like an underlying message, just like the anime.
He's actually
rom-com.
still waiting to talk to her.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like that show on Netflix. What's it called? You? Yeah.
You're our resident fucking Ted Mosby over there, bud.
I know. Here I am narrating in my head, like, oh, look at her skin.
Wait a minute.
Just kidding. Okay. No,
wait,
that wasn't it.
That's how
Okay.
you is, though.
Is you a rom-com?
You're a rom drum?
I was about to say, you're it's
Definitely
fucking rom thriller.
It's definitely a rom thriller.
Yeah.
So here's a 14-year-old Norman Bates just skateboarding, and
Poor sweet Italian angel over here.
one of my best friends lived down the street from me, and we would just go skate all the time. So
By your house?
yeah, and we lived outside of the military post, and so it was 15 minutes away. And every single time, I think that was when we had like flip phones during the those slide up phones, you know. Mm-hmm. And we would just, I don't know, he was like the ladies' man, you know. So he would text these girls, and one of them happened to be like my crush. And so I was like, oh shit, my crush is about to see me skate, you know. And yeah, she brought her best friend, and they were babysitting a little ways away from my house at the time. So I told my mom, and my mom, she really, like, my parents were great, but they really didn't give a fuck about, you know, like what time I came back home.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically I tell my mom, I'm like, look, me and Alexz are going to go skate. And
I was like, what are y'all doing?
yeah, I was gonna say,
what are y'all
For a
doing?
second, I was like, mm-hmm.
do you remember this? And so she's like, okay, but you have to be back by 10. I'm like, what the fuck, Mom? Like, you never give me a time to come home. And she's like, just be back by 10. I'm like, Alexz, you know, my mom said I gotta be home by this time, so, you know, we gotta make this quick. We went to go meet up with the girls, you know, and everything was cool. I was all playing it cool. He's like giving me a little talk during the whole way, like, yeah, sex, man.
Yeah.
Wingman.
So you got
Sex
the
is
birds
pretty
and the
cool.
bees from your friend Alex.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, but you know what? You know, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. You just gave me this lecture, you know? And I'm super nervous now. We make it to the house, and I look at the time, and it's like 9:30. I'm like, fuck. We are not about to hang out with these girls. And Alexz was spending the night at my house. So I'm like, dude, you got to come home with me, man. My mom's going to be pissed, you know, if we don't get here by 10.
He's gonna ground you.
So, you know, 10 o'clock rolls by. I don't even notice because we're having so much fun. And, you know, we're playing like the quirky games that you did when you were a kid and stuff. Like truth or dare, you know?
Yeah.
And
The games that always lead to making out.
exactly, you know, or so you would think.
You would hope.
What a twist.
Plot twist.
So
Go on, M. Night Shyamalan.
I just remember I was like ecstatic, you know, I had that feeling of young love in my blood. And then I look at my phone, it's like 10:20, and my mom is blowing me the fuck up. And she's like, get your ass home. Where the fuck are you? And I'm just like, oh my God.
It's too late. I must
Yeah,
continue.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I am in
We
deep
in this.
shit. But, you know,
You're committed at this point.
exactly.
You've gone too far.
But I was a good kid, y'all. So, like, she kept calling me. And I'm like, let me just answer one, you know?
No!
Maybe I could convince her. I did not convince her. And I ended up, oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. You know,
Oh, God.
these
Please.
two pretty girls in front of me. I walk off to talk to my mom. Here she is. She's like burning me right now. And my friend, you know, he's spitting game. He's having the time of his life. He's like, well, you could go home. I'm going to stay here. I'm like, fuck you, Alexz. You were with me, man. You were staying at my house. And, you know, he's against me at this point. And I'm just like talking to my mom. So I just start bawling. I start crying.
No.
And the thing is,
In front of your crush?
no, I'm walking
Oh, what?
away.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
like, okay, you know what? Fuck y'all. I don't know if I said that, but I was just like,
Totally thought.
whatever, I gotta go. And as I'm walking away with my skateboard, I'm just, you know, tears are running down my eyes. They're still talking to me. And I just remember this huge field that echoes, right? And I'll never forget, like, they just asked me something, and I'm just super voice cracky. I'm like, no, I gotta go. And, you know, it was so embarrassing. I don't know how. Like, we ended up dating for like 3 months after that, but, you know.
What?
Hey, you gotta
Hey, it worked out.
I don't know.
Hey, you gotta pity
Plot twist, I
That
don't know.
rom-com
I
turned out
did.
well at the end.
I feel like it
Today's
was,
winner.
yeah, it was pity.
Baby.
Yeah, you got
I
it,
mean,
girl.
yeah, you got 3 months.
Yeah, you know.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Still won.
Like that.
Still
Echo did it
won.
for you.
Yeah, that
That was sad.
That was one of my embarrassing stories.
Did y'all ever have a rom-com movie like affect your life, like in real life?
Oh, I just remembered my favorite rom-com that I forgot about.
Oh.
Because I couldn't figure out a good one, but I figured it out. The Wedding Singer.
Oh.
My favorite is The Wedding Singer.
So yeah. Good.
Classic.
I
Also,
especially related to the part where he was like, "Somebody kill me, please." That was like my favorite part.
He did that just to show off.
I did.
Yeah,
He's
we're
like,
watching you.
by the way,
Hire me for.
everyone dies in
I'm
Utah.
trying to be. I'm trying to be a wedding singer now.
Is he a vocalist in a band or something?
Well, I bring that up to say.
Yeah, sorry. I felt like I needed to get that off my chest.
Have y'all seen He's Just Not That Into You?
Wow.
Okay, I remember that movie. It's been so much.
Explain
Yeah,
the
it
plot.
has been a time.
Okay, He's Just Not That Into You. It actually is also a book. And so I think it was a book before it was a movie. It is a girl who's like very adamant, which is like I relate to, but she's like, I like a guy and I'm gonna just try and try and try and try and try, and he's just like and then she goes to a bar a lot and Justin Long is like the bartender there and he's like, listen, he's just not that into you, basically. And like gives her like all this advice or whatever.
It's not a good rom-com unless they say
okay.
the title of the movie.
Yeah.
Or movie in general.
Yeah,
like
like-
that.
Yeah, true.
Like, fucking Family Guy clip where he's like, "Oh, they said it."
We were watching The Boys yesterday and he was like, The Boys. We were like, we did it.
We did that during a Nick Cage movie.
I was like, oh, there it is. They said it. And Justin's like, the fuck are you talking about?
Like,
And I was
that's not
you
even the title of the
know.
movie. Okay, sorry.
So I read this book. So okay, imagine.
Second imagine of the video.
I was studying abroad in Spain. So you're not the only cultured person in here. No.
I remember that.
I was studying abroad and I lived with a host family that I guess like they did this routinely and so all the girls who like had stayed there before had like left books in their bookshelf and I was like bored and I read one of their books and it was He's Just Not That Into You. At this time, I was dating a guy who was in the US and we were together in high school and he was always the fucking worst. Like, and I was like the girl in the movie who was like, I'm trying so hard and I really want you to love me. And I did this to Danny. I was like, I'm trying so hard. I really need you to know that I love you. And so I was reading this book and it was like, if he does this, he's just not that into you. Or if he doesn't do that, he's just not that into you. And I was like, bro,
Maybe.
I don't think he's that into me.
You're reading it and looking around like, where's the camera? What the hell?
I don't think he's that into me. And so I basically like mentally prepared to like end things. Yeah.
So a rom-com made you realize like
That I deserve
your
better.
real life
Yeah.
relationship wasn't like worth dealing with.
Yes,
essentially.
like the moral of like the movie and the book is like all these reasons like these guys are not that into you. You should not waste your time on those guys. Like you deserve better. And so like if he's just not that into you, move on. Like stop trying so
I
hard.
wonder
and just
if
move
that
on.
is like a big thing for a lot of people when they watch and why they're really into those kind of movies is that I guess it's like real relationship. Like, because I mean, everyone's always like, oh, I'm looking for my Prince Charming. I'm looking like, you know, they're wanting like this fantasy person. But I guess sometimes like these movies do have like real.
Yeah.
They kind of set the status quo.
Yeah.
I was like, I think that, like, because I've never been, like, a huge fan of, like, rom-coms or just romance movies in general.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it's because anytime
Christal?
I've seen... Yeah, right?
You don't like
It's
romance?
shocking.
Justin? Does she not like romance?
Not the most romantic person I've ever met.
Y'all too?
I just want to say, when Christal walked in here, we're watching the music video from Loathe, and he's just like, you know, he's sad in one of the videos, the lead singer, Kadeem, and Crystal's like, what's he doing? I'm like, Christal, that's emotion. What?
I was like... Like they had like an effect on it, so it's like his face kind of smeared a little bit, and I was like, what's happening with his face? He was like, that's emotion. I was like, no, you fucker. God damn it. But I realized like some of the ones I watched, because there's a lot of them that I was like, all right, people keep talking about it. It's like I told you guys before, like I didn't watch Titanic until like my senior year in high school, and it was only because I could not find anything better on TV. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And so I put it on.
Did you like it?
But I did like it, but it was one of those that like the more of these rom-coms that I have watched and just like romantic movies in general, I've realized that there's so much shit that I'm like, this doesn't fucking happen. This
will
doesn't
never happen.
In real life. Or they're put in these situations where they're like, oh my god, they're just like crying and bawling their eyes out, and I'm like, who the fuck wants to do that?
Yeah.
And so, part of being an asshole, I was also like, why am I going to put myself in these situations? And I was like, I'm not doing that. So,
Yeah.
No, I think they do have an unrealistic aspect. Like, that's what Danny was saying earlier. And, like, they don't touch on, well, they do sometimes, but there's a lot of embarrassment that goes into trying to get romantically involved with somebody.
Yeah, just putting
And to
yourself
make
out there is
like,
Yeah.
vulnerable,
it's just putting yourself
Being
out there is
vulnerable's
very
ass.
yeah,
It
it's very
is.
scary.
Like,
Yeah.
like, I'll do a
Being
quick
vulnerable
story.
is
When I was in Korea, when I first met my wife, Suljin, this
Aw,
was me
yay,
trying to hit on her. I thought I was smooth as fuck, by the way. You are not ever as smooth as you think you are. Understand this now and forevermore.
You told us
Unless
a story
you're
about you, Naruto
Sam
running
Smith
mad.
singing.
I'm not worried
Naruto
about
was that, and
True.
then this was from my wife. But me and Wilborn, who was one of my best friends, we were
Cool
military
shirt guy.
together. Yes, cool shirt guy. We're at this bar. It's called Ho Bar, actually.
Where the hoes at? That
No,
bar.
wait, Club Harlem. Take that back. Ho Bar's another one. It's not what you think. That's just a branch. Anyways, so we're at the bar. We're like, oh, all right, let's get some drinks. I look to my right, and I see Sul Jin and her sister. Me and Wilmore look at each other, and I'm like, dude, I call her. And he's like, he was going to go after her sister. I was like, let's try it. All right, you go. Let's go do this. So I approach, confident that my best friend is right there with me as my wingman. I get to her. I'm like, hey, so I didn't know she could speak English at this point, by the way, either. So this is going to get embarrassing. But I approach, and I'm just like, hey, how you doing? Can I buy you a shot? Try to signal it. And I turn around, and Wilborn way back there just smiling watching. And I look back at her, and she's like this. You know I can speak English, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck. And Wilborn's back there laughing at this shit, watching it unfold. And I'm stuck there like, fuck. How do I follow this up? Her sister is there laughing too.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, this is not smooth as butter. I broke the ice in the wrong way. What's going on? Luckily, she thought it was funny. And I was able to buy her a drink. But that's an aspect, that people don't touch on or realize happens a lot. When you put yourself out there, you always got to be prepared to get embarrassed because it happens more than you'll ever fucking think. You could be thinking you're so smooth. Wrong. Real life smacks you in the face. Rejection, pain, more alcohol.
more alcohol.
Oh, God.
Real. Very
Feel the
Danny-
rejection and pain.
Danny would know shit about putting himself out there because I did all the work to get Danny.
That
Like,
was just us,
I feel
though.
that.
By the
No.
time we started talking, I had given up on relationships. I even told you
He
this.
was like, whatever. And I was like, I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much.
I said, shut up.
There was this time that I mentioned, like, when I was a kid, like, I was, like, the extra. But by the time I was an adult, I was the girl. Like, I did not fight for guys. Like, they wanted to be with me. So there was this time we had been talking all summer, just, like, texting. And then our first time, like, actually hanging out was at a show he had in Dallas. And there was this other girl there, and there was clearly some chemistry with them.
No, there wasn't.
And
Smart response.
Very smart.
my best friend was there with me, and I was like, I don't know who this fucking girl is. I was like, I don't compete for guys. I'm just gonna leave. Da da da. And like, you know how when you're getting to know someone, you can like normally ease your way into it and just like show them a little bit of you at a time. Just be like, I'm chill, like whatever. And then eventually, you're your fullest self with them. Like I remember having this pep talk in the car. My best friend was watching me give myself this pep talk. She was not the one giving me the pep talk. I was in the car like, man, I don't compete for guys, but I like him so much. I was like, I just need him to know how cool I am. I was like, I'm gonna be my most self. Like there's no time for that like period of like slowly easing yourself into it.
just gonna fucking bomb.
So I went back in and I was like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, even when he was doing stuff and I was around his band members, I was like the social butterfly. And I'm normally not a social butterfly. But I was like, blah, 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 blah. And then I think Danny even said, like, when they left, he's like, I like you so much. And I was like, it worked.
So proud.
He said that one of the band members was like, if you don't make her your girlfriend, I will. And I was like, and that's what happens when you put your full self out there and you do everything you can.
Christal, Justin, y'all taking notes?
Christal might.
That's
I
how
don't
you play
know.
the fucking,
That's how you play
that's
the
how you play the
game.
fucking game right there.
Love is war.
Love.
Speaking of
War.
segue,
Segue into the anime dump. Perfect. All right, y'all. So this episode's anime dump is going to be an anime called Love is War. Now, imagine, once again, and for the final time this episode, I hope, you and somebody else madly in love with each other, but only one of you has to admit it to the other to be the winner. If you admit it, you're the fucking loser. Like, whoa, bro. Like, it's a game. Think of love as a game. That is the whole premise of this anime. You got, what the fuck is his name? You got Kaguya, and then his fucking name, Shino, I can't remember his name.
I'm impressed that you
Yeah.
remember any names because I never remember names.
All right, Miyuki was the name of the person that I completely forgot about, but y'all didn't know about. But they're both in high school and everything, and they literally do everything but admit they like each other. And the way it plays out is, I love it. It's fun. Like, they got a narrator in it that just makes it
He makes that anime.
I
He
love
really
it.
does.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Do you
It's
guys
great.
know of any other show that the narrator is on that would be recognizable? Because his voice is so familiar to me. Whenever I first heard it, I was like, I swear I've heard this dude in another anime.
We'll have to look that up. But you're right.
Yeah.
It does sound
It's
good.
a very,
I'll
very
IMDb it
familiar.
right now.
Yeah, it's a very, very familiar voice.
I like the anime a lot more than I thought I would. When you were talking about it last time, it seemed... I don't know what I expected, but when we started watching it, I really did like it.
He thought it was gonna be super toxic.
Yeah, I mean, the way you described it is like
That's
these
toxic
two,
as fuck.
these two are going to do all they can to not let the other one know that they love him, and they're going to go out of their way to do shit that makes the other one look dumb. You're like,
But actually,
sounds
watching it, you
awful.
realize that it's not like
it's not far off from reality.
It's not as petty as it
Yeah, that's
originally
yeah.
sounded.
my brain was being super petty, like, oh, she's going to go fuck this dude and be like, you better tell me you love me. Or okay,
No, it's so wholesome.
Yeah,
it
really
is.
Wholesome.
I
Like,
love it so much.
some of the scenes are done extremely well. Like, okay, so if you're on season 1, the fireworks part.
So good.
Dude, she's in the car. Like, okay, so her family, Kaguya's family is like super rich. Money, like extremely rich money. So obviously her family has her line. They're going to take care of the relationship aspect. Like, yeah, you're going to marry this person probably. Well, she just wants to go to something normal with her friends. And it's just a fireworks show. In Japan, they always have different fireworks
And they
shows. This
plan
is
that
the
whole
thing.
episode
all
is so
summer.
sad.
Yeah, it was the one thing they had
I felt so
together
bad
for
for
summer.
her.
Yeah.
She's dressed up, happy, ready to go. Then she stopped because her dad says, no, you're not going. Who do you think you are
her
to go
dad.
to some shit like that? Her heart is broken at that point.
But my boy President, though, was
He
like,
was
nah.
Roger that. Because she posted on their version of Twitter, it was like, I want to see the fireworks. And he was
He
like,
made that shit happen.
he was like, he saw the phone, he was like, Roger that. This dude took off on his bike to her house to go pick her up. She had actually switched spots with her maid and was going to go there. She was lost. And at a certain moment, you see all the fireworks going off. You're like, oh no, she missed
Oh,
it.
man, I felt so bad in that
It was
moment.
sad. She was like, she's
She's like
of course.
understairs crying, like all by herself.
She's like, of course I can't see fireworks with my friends.
And then he just like pops up.
Pops up, grabs her. I forgot what corny ass line he said. That he
I don't know, but it was a
translated.
super triumphant moment. Like
Yeah.
the music's uplifting and like everything, and you're like, fuck yeah.
He
You go
takes
watch
her.
fireworks.
I do love that in like the next episode or whatever, he like remembers the whatever line it was he said. He's like, "What the fuck? Who says shit like that? Like that was so stupid." Like,
But it was good.
It wasn't
'cause at
cool.
that
I
moment,
was like, that's
he
fucking
like,
great.
okay, so she misses the first part of the fireworks, but he gets her. They get in this taxi that gives them a ride for free because it's Chica's. It's a noodle person. If you don't know what that means,
Whatever
you
the
gotta see
ramen
the
kings
noodle.
are,
The
Yes,
Ramen King
great.
episode
Ramen
was
Kings.
fucking awesome.
Yes,
So
there are
good.
ramen kings. You got to keep watching if you see. But they get in a taxi. He's like, "Go to the bridge. We can see it." And they get to see these fireworks go off. It slows down. You get to hear her inner monologue, and everyone's looking at the fireworks except she's looking at Miyuki, and her eyes are stuck on him. Like everyone, and she's saying in her head, she's like, "Everyone is focused on fireworks, but all I can do is focus on you." And it was a beautiful moment because you could tell she's in love with this man who just did everything he could to let her get that moment. And it's just a beautiful one
really
because
pretty.
she was so about the fireworks, but now she's only focused on him. She did not look at the fireworks once. She was looking at him and like, he really did all this for me. And that in itself was him admitting like, hey, I love you.
Aw.
I like you. I'll
About
do
to
anything
cry.
for you. Even
I
though...
knew you were crying. Like, are you okay?
But it was so good because it was like he did all of this and she was so happy about it. And then they were awkward about it the next episode because she's like, she couldn't hide her emotions. She was like, I really like this man. Like she was blushing and shit. She's like, I can't admit it. I can't talk to him normally. And him, he's rubbing the window so hard it makes a commando wave go through the fucking glass. Then I see, like, there's a beam of light that shoots through it because he thought he was so corny. She doesn't think he was corny. She was loving every second of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucking amazing.
I feel like explaining that you could say I love you like over and over and over and over again, but I feel like it doesn't mean shit if you're not actually putting like those actions with it.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to actually put that effort into
Effort.
like actually showing it. You
all
can't,
about
you can only
effort.
say it so many times before at that point it's like, all right.
Then I
But
realized
just
this
like
was a
you need that. And I feel
Nerd
like
shit.
they,
Also a relationship
all
podcast.
right, you guys,
You're
let's do
welcome.
it. But
I
I
was
feel like they do a really good job at, obviously the whole thing is they're trying to like get the other to confess to each other, but at the same time, like that's exactly what they're doing with
Yeah.
everything.
Outward.
Which is
they do.
very,
words.
yeah, it's very like over animated as far as like the actions are animated or over the top, I guess.
Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
going back and forth between all that stuff.
She bought him.
That's how I mean
fucking
you,
wedding
what
cake
you were just
for
saying
his
about
birthday.
like when you were like I gotta be my 100% me when I do
Yeah.
this. That's like real. That's
Yeah.
the real version of that.
Yeah.
I like some of the side characters too. I actually like a lot of them.
I-
The girl
Chica.
with the pink hair.
Yeah.
Chica.
I love her
Chica.
so
I love
much.
her character, but I actually like the other girl's response to her character
Yeah.
more than I like her.
Yeah.
She's like, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, I love you.
Like, oh, I love her, but I swear to God, if you do it. And she always comes in at the worst
Worst
possible moment. Like a piece of food was flying and she caught in the
Yep,
middle. Or,
and ate it.
yeah, they play board games and she ends up marrying president or
Dude, that was
something.
so good. Did y'all get to that episode where they were? There's a board game,
Which is
and
essentially
she made
life.
it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole board game is like Chica and Miyuki. They do get married. They get all these. They have all these kids.
Yeah.
While Kaguya ends up fucking alone and rich. And she's thinking like, oh God, this is gonna really happen because like her family is rich. She's already well off. She has no connections outside of these people at that school. Like those people that she's in the student council with.
Yeah, she's
That's
locked
it.
in her house.
So she's looking at Chica like, you fucking bitch. You took everything. Oh, you're having more kids. Oh. And I think you just died.
Yeah.
Ishigami just straight died in the game. You know, oh, you suck at making games, Chica.
I love his character,
Dude,
though.
his character, you Ishigami. Now, there's like 4 main people. You got Kaguya, Miyuki, you got you, Ishigami, and you got Chica. So you is like the most realistic person in this fucking group. Everyone around him is all so happy and shit. Him, he is playing games. He's fucking off on his homework. And anytime something bad happens, I'm gonna go die. And like,
That's my favorite. Every time he's like, I'm gonna go home and die now. They're like, please
don't
don't.
die. But like,
They're like, have fun, but please don't die.
and like, I love his character. Just he gets so depressed. It sucks, but it's sad, but it's funny. Like he's just being realistic. He's like, dude, I'm just trying so hard. He told Chica, hey, did you change your shampoo one episode? He wasn't trying to be creepy because they were talking about things. What was it? Kaguya was trying to get Miyuki to notice her nails.
Yeah.
And you, the whole aspect of it was like noticing something on someone else. Obviously, Miyuki noticed jack shit.
But he did though, because in his inner
was
dialogue,
like,
he's like,
show
"Do
me
I
her
tell her that I
nails."
noticed her nails, or nails, or nails, or nails?"
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
couldn't tell her that because as soon as he did,
Oh,
he
kawaii.
lost.
You know, like that shit. But you,
That's why Danny doesn't give me affirmations.
oh, shit.
Ain't gonna lose.
Love is war.
I ain't
He
gonna
got me
lose.
noticing Chica wearing. He smells it. He's like, "Hey, are you wearing a new shampoo?" And he wasn't trying to be creepy. That's the shitty part. But when you think about if you ever said that in real life, like imagine you're just with friends. Hey, Justin, I noticed your new shampoo smells real
Thanks, it's my ass.
good. You know, like, would you not be creeped out a little bit?
I was
I don't
creeped
know.
I
out.
think it's in the way you say it, because like
Yeah.
you could be like, you
But-
get some new shampoo. It smells really good.
See,
I'd be
But
like,
the way you
yeah,
said it
yeah.
sounded.
he didn't say it in a creepy way at all.
Yeah.
But
I'd be
like,
cool
you
about
smell
it.
It was kind of
good.
creepy, and you could tell, but then he
perfume
kind of
is
brought
that?
it back
Is it
in though. It was like,
deodorant?
and he like listed all
All
of the
the-
sins, and is like, this is why this is different, and it's sweeter. But then at the end, he's an asshole, and he's like, yeah, and it's really bothering me.
she was like, "Hey, that's pretty creepy." And he was, "I'm gonna go die." But it's like I was trying to think about how would you tell somebody in real life, like someone that you just at school with, "Hey, your hair smells real good today." Like, I think it comes off creepy.
I
have to be
don't.
It,
like-
it only
yeah, I
has a
think
few
it depends.
behind him sniffing, just
And Naruto running.
And no,
You run off. Your hair smells good.
your hair smells good. I'm gonna go die now. There's Perkins going again.
I think it just depends because, like, for me, smell is a big thing that attracts me to people. And so, like, if I smell good shampoo or, like, perfume or whatever, I'll say, like, "Oh, man, you smell really good." You know, like, that's...
Hell yeah.
But
Shout out.
but I can see how it can still be creepy because, like, if there's a fine line between being a creep and, like, not being a creep, and it's very fine. It's a very fine line.
It is.
I feel like when you buy stuff like that, like when you check like your shampoos and body washes and shit, like you're like, does it smell good? Does it smell good? Yeah. Oh, then you,
I mean,
Yeah.
you obviously
Yeah.
care
Because
about
you
it.
you
People-
use it, and so obviously you know it smells good. You know it's on you. So if somebody's like, "Hey, you smell good. What is that?" You know, or they're like, "Hey, I like the way that smells." I feel like it shouldn't be creepy. It should be like, "Oh,
I
thanks,
also
man.
think
You
it
want
depends
Like,
on-
wait, how to do
I
it.
think it depends on who you're telling that to.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if I'm
True.
like, "Danny, you smell good," but I have no emotional attachment to Danny, or then I come up behind you and I'm like, "Hey, you smell good."
I think it's
fucking
also-
different. I feel like it's
all
weird.
How you say it.
Yeah.
Like it's how you say it.
I mean,
Like,
okay, how many of y'all have told someone they smelled good?
I tell
That's how
people
we
all,
do it
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get it all the time, too,
I
actually.
get students, like, because I'm an advisor, I'll be like, I have to, like, lead into it, like, I don't want to be weird.
I do that so much. I'm like, this is gonna be weird,
Yeah.
but
Because, like,
Do you
professional
think that
situation.
I spend $90 on Aqua de Jo to have people say you smell like shit? No,
Fair enough.
you
Fair
smell
enough.
good.
I feel like I
True.
always like when I do it, I'm like, "Oh, you smell good. What is that?" And usually I ask like if it's like I'll either say, "What is that?" and they're like, "Oh, it's my body wash," or
Yeah.
"Oh, it's
Yeah.
this."
Axe body spray.
It's almost always
And
shampoo
if they're like,
when
I don't know,
notice
I'm
it.
like, "Oh, well, I don't know if it's like a perfume or something you have on." I'm like, "But it smells good," and they're like, "Oh, thank you."
I
You know,
usually
it's
say I
good.
farted. That's actually my
does every
go-to.
time.
Yeah, so, ooh, something smells good. I farted.
I'm always like, when it's a guy, and I feel like this probably makes it even weirder, but I'm always like, what is that? I would like to buy it for my husband. They're like, so what you're saying is you're attracted to how I smell right now.
I have weird moments like that in general, like kind of in a different aspect though. But you know, I have a daughter, and you know, everybody knows that. But when I like
Everybody know
see
that.
cute outfits that are on kids, I always feel like it's necessary to walk up to the parent and be like, "Hey, your kid's outfit is cute." So I'm not just like staring awkwardly at their daughter. Where'd those clothes come
Just
from?
take a mic and be like, who are you wearing?
This is a good point. This
a
is a
very
good
good
point.
And I do that when I'm
Yeah.
like complimenting people too. I'm like, "Hey, this is gonna sound weird, but I think you have really pretty eyes." Or
Yeah.
like, "Don't take this the
The thing
wrong
is,
way."
like, it always
Tone.
is.
It's tone.
It makes someone happy when you compliment
Yeah.
them. So like, why not just say what you're thinking?
I feel like when Justin does it though, like he randomly would be like, "Oh hey, oh I like your shirt," or "Oh I like this," but then he says it, and he says it so confidently. Then he's like, "Oh wait, do you think I was fucking weird?" So let me explain why I'm complimenting you. And I'm like, "You don't have to do that. Just keep walking. Stop talking."
Oh, my brain is already going
Like, I'm
though.
so friendly, but at the same time, I'm like, "Why are we having this conversation with this random?" ass
Sometimes
person at
people got
Walmart?"
cool shit.
And he's like,
It's true.
Alex,
"Okay,
like your
thanks."
shirt.
It's
pretty dope.
I got it at H&M.
But yeah, we definitely just went on a tangent about
Yeah, we
smells,
definitely
smells,
did.
compliments.
Hey,
Anyway,
People
love is war.
fucking-
love his smells.
Apparently,
Love
love
is
his smells. But
Smells
overall,
love.
that anime to me, like, I have watched the first season multiple times with my wife too. I've watched it by myself a couple times with her. And it's one of the few that she'll sit down and watch with me a lot. It's just fucking cute.
It is.
It
It's a fun,
is.
easy
I
anime.
was chuckling the whole time watching it. I was like,
It is funny. I did not expect it to be as funny.
Yeah,
as
me
it is.
neither.
Yeah.
And I definitely
It's
like,
just, and it's so
laughed a lot.
cute.
There are some animes that we watched, like, or we've tried to watch for the podcast. I'm like, oh, that's over. Like, I'm done with it.
Thank God.
But we're still going to finish this one. Like, I want to be current
Yeah,
on it.
we're
It's
like
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
second season.
like halfway
I
through the
think.
second
Yeah.
season.
And
You
I
don't
was
know
like,
what
can we finish it?
happens.
Are we gonna finish it? Like I'm ready to
Yeah,
finish
dude,
it.
it
I'm
keeps going into character growth. There is character growth because they're in high school and they don't just stay high school. Like there's growth.
South Park.
Like they keep growing. They keep
We're
growing.
gonna see them graduate.
And
Oh,
then
shit.
they're getting to that point.
We're
Like,
growing
I
with
even
them.
I don't know how it ends exactly. Like they're even getting into some emotional shit.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna spoil it, but it's like they have to grow up. It's high school. They're gonna graduate. We got to focus on what they're gonna do afterwards. And they put all that together. You even find out about a lot of the side characters. You Ishigami. His
I can't wait to learn more
storyline
about him. I'm excited.
is fucking heartbreaking because you learn why he is the way he is, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's fucking good. Like they flesh his character out more than you should in a romantic comedy. Like, it's insane.
Becomes a
Even
rom-drum.
the maid.
I do like her character a lot.
Yeah.
She rides for that.
She does, and it's
for-
explained further.
whatever her
Like
name
she,
is.
like you gotta remember, like everyone looks at her like, oh yeah, she's a maid. No, she's a fucking human too in this anime world, by the way. But whatever. But she is her own person, and they even dive into that. It's just like, wow, does she not have feelings like this? And it goes into that, and you don't expect it. You know, the only one that I don't see them do shit with is like Chica, but she's there
Her
for.
character's so much fun, though.
She's the
She
comic
doesn't
relief.
need development.
She
She's
does
good.
no. That's why
She's
they do
just
it.
so like carefree, just like, hey guys.
I love
Yeah, that's
her
exactly
so
why her
much.
character is good. But the
Yeah.
other ones, there is development.
That's
and it's
awesome.
Beautifully done. But that is the anime dump, and since that's the end of that, I will end the episode, y'all.
Yeah.
That's
Alright.
it.
All
What do we
right.
talk about the next episode?
Doing music.
Doing music on the next episode.
Music.
On the
So
next episode.
we'll
I'm
see.
very excited
We'll
about
see
this one.
where that takes us. But
Alright.
yeah, it's gonna be dope.
All right, thank y'all for joining us on this episode. Thank y'all. Later. Bye.
Follow
Bye.
all that good stuff. Bye.
Got that.